All right, my man. State your name and let them know you on Nickavelli TV.
My name is Andre Corky Ortiz, AK Latin Assassin from Harlem.
All right, and let them know you on Nickavelli TV.
I'm on Nickavelli TV.
All right.
Give me my opinion on the New York Knicks and family. And like I said, the Knicks, I loved them back in the days, even when they had Clyde, Willis Reed, Arthur Wiggo.
So who was your favorite Knick player back then?
Back then?
Yeah.
Clyde.
What you liked about Clyde's game?
Well, he had a little bit of everything. You know how Clyde is. Clyde played defense. He's a playmaker. He's a scorer when he has to be. So he's just I don't say point guard, I just say guard. Because a guard got to know how to handle the rock and also orchestrate a team. It doesn't have to be a point guard. It can be the off guard doing the same job.
Now, when you talk about Clyde being a point guard, would you say he was the best Knick point guard of all time?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Who's better than Clyde as far as playing the point guard position?
Well, you got one that I know right off the top of my head would be Mark Jackson. All right, that's a leader. That's what he distributes. That's what he loves to do. Okay, but Clyde was he'll distribute, but he was more offensive minded.
Okay, now I'm gonna move further up. In the days when we had Carmelo Anthony, what was your take with the Knicks then? Because where I'm going now, I know you like the Knicks of the past, and you're not too kind of the Knicks of today. I'm trying to get an understanding of when we speak of the eras, whether it's the 70s, the 80s, or the 90s, or where we at today. What is the Knicks missing to bring that old good thing back, man?
Well, the first thing, you got to start with the administration, which they just fixed last year, which I'm going to give an A. They finally gave all the power and let the coach do his job. And you see what he has? He didn't have no superstars on the team last year, and he came little by little. They fed into his defense. That what he orchestrates, he don't care what you do, long as you hustle, you play D all game. They never gave up. No matter how many games they lost last year, even though tough games, they were always in the battle. And that's what I loved it about them last year.
We came fourth seed under Coach Tibbs.
Exactly.
So when we speak of Tom Thibodeau, would you say he's one of the most improved coaches the Knicks ever had? Without mentioning Red Holzman, because I know that's where you was gonna go. Nickavelli's doing his homework with the OGs. We already know Red Holzman took everything. So without mentioning Red Holzman, we got our Van Gundys, we got our Jeff Hornaceks, we got our David Fizdales, Mike D's, Mike Antonios.
But out of all of them names that you mentioned, the one that really made them also as a coach, and they made it to the playoffs and everything. And I like him, and I still like him. I don't even know why they didn't bring him back, but guess what? They made a good choice. Dungy. That coach is real, real good. Defensive-minded coach. He let defense make offense.
Okay, so you believe defense make offense?
Of course. You ain't even got to talk about that. Who knows about basketball know if you play D, transaction gonna come right off the defense.
Okay. Are you aware that we had a guard in Frank Ntilikina that went to the Dallas Mavericks? He's no longer on the Knicks. That's the French kid with the 7.
Frank
Ntilikina.
Frank Ntilikina.
How do you feel about that? Because he is big on defense, but he wasn't big on offense.
I would say, something I would say with that kid, he went through a lot, right? Because when he comes from France and come into the Mecca City, and with all this pressure that comes with it, with coming to New York, you know what I'm talking about? Right. I don't think he was ready for it. And I think he's going to be a better ball player since he's not with the Knicks. This always happens to us anyway. Every time the Knicks get the good ball players, they don't play like they supposed to when they with us. But no sooner than in another environment,
right,
something clicks on them.
Okay, so you think it's too much pressure in New York for some players?
Of course.
All right.
But that comes with the territory.
Right. And my next question would be, when we speak of superstars, because everybody's saying the Knicks is in need of a superstar, do you think with Kemba Walker now being a part of the Knicks that we have that superstar, or Kemba Walker's not enough if we don't have players like Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, etc., stepping up to the plate?
Well, the first thing I'm gonna tell you, man, great addition. We was always missing a point guard. Always for the last 4 or 5 years, we've been looking for him. We got one, but he gonna need some help. Ain't no ifs and buts about it. Got to get some help. And I'm talking about when you need help, we need a scoring 3-4, or 3 or 4. Knicks get a scoring forward or a power forward that can score, that can get his. You ain't got to worry about it. He'll come every night and get his 20. His 20 is guaranteed before even the game starts. Something like I'm talking about, like, let's not put Durant, because Durant, and all that. We know that. But we don't need a superstar, because you got a couple of stars. Sometimes with a superstar, it won't work. And it all depends on the flow of the coach or his system or whatnot to make things happen.
Okay, and you don't think that Obi Toppins, who plays the 4, will be able to give you at least 20-something points per game?
I like how you came out. You beat me to the punch. Right? You beat me to the punch about that young kid. That young kid you don't touch. Leave him alone and keep him in New York. You got a star in the makings on that kid.
And with Obi?
Obi, yes, that's a star. Let him get his seasoning, 1 or 2 years. You see what he just finished doing. He came from a rookie. This year you're going to see a little better of him. I'm telling you, you're going to see a little better of him. That kid future is big. He's athletic. He's 6'10", and he's agile. Because now the basketball, remember, now you got the 4s and the 5s are now stepping outside, shooting jump shots and everything. And if you're not have agility to move, it's going to hurt you on D. It's going to hurt you on D.
Okay.
And so that's why I say now, since the game has changed, right? I think they took away the big men's battle down low, because now all of a sudden little guards go down in the big man territory and the big man just touch them, a little tap, and it's a foul. Before it was vice versa. You come in the territory, you get knocked down, you better get up and just play ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now you can't touch them, and the game is a whole lot quicker.
Okay.
Also, and now you got shooters. Everybody's shooting the basketball now.
All right.
Okay. Before we never had a lot of shooters. Now all of a sudden there's a lot of shooters everywhere. But guess what? That's what everybody went, and I applaud them for it. Going into the gym and sharpening up what you weak on.
Are you excited about Mitchell Robinson coming back to the Knicks? Gaining an additional 60 pounds, they said. They said he hit the gym heavy.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. That kid is, for me, going to be special. He never said anything. He always was a quiet guy. But he did the dirty work all the time, helping out on D, getting blocked, shot, intimidating at the rim. He don't want to get 20, but he does all the other things that makes a team get W's.
Okay. And the nail in the coffin with these 2 questions right here. Emmanuel Quickly working with Derrick Rose in the backcourt. We got Derrick Rose, and Tom Thibodeau once coached Derrick Rose. Taj Gibson is another player he coached. So he's familiarized with those 2 players. And then we got Emmanuel Quickly. I know you know about Emmanuel Quickly.
Very much. That kid, I will put him as a 2. Put him up there with Kemba Walker and let them go. Bring Derrick Rose off the bench with all that energy that he got. Now you don't got to play him 30, 40 minutes. You got Kemba. You can split it down the middle, depending on who has in a good game. So you let them go.
Oh, so you saying take Derrick Rose off? He'd be more effective to you in the first start.
I would start Kemba, and since we got Derrick Rose, let him come off with the second unit or whatever, and you can always mix it. And you don't lose a beat. You can always have Rose running it, or you can have Kimber running it. But you know you got somebody taking care of that basketball now, which was always a key on the Knicks.
Okay, and when I speak of R.J. Barrett, because you know he had a chip on his shoulder last season after being snubbed for the Rookie of the Year. Some say he wasn't, some say he was. It went to the right person, Jay Morant. Some say, well, if he didn't get the Rookie of the Year, he should at least got Rookie First Team. He didn't get that either. Do you think R.J. Barrett is going to take it to another plateau? Because my man, I mean, each year he's elevated. Last season he had a 20-point something per game. What can we expect from him this season?
Well, let me tell you something. This is all in Mr. Barrett's hands. Nobody else. There's stardom written all over him, but he got to dedicate himself and go into that gym and sharpen up that shoot and those free throws that he must have people pay when he goes to that foul line.
All right, my man. With that being said, I want to thank the OG for coming on Nickavelli TV, dropping them chronicles, y'all. And we out. Peace.